What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. We have Gill, the 2019 ZL1 that we built last month for the PRI show and then for months to continue. It's a 2019 Camaro ZL1. We did Nemo's old 390 cubic inch engine, turbo 400, G-force, 9-inch. It's got a Magnuson. It's a max effort build, but still retains heat, AC, radio, factory interior. The car drives very well, but it should run really fast, make a lot of power. We're going to take this thing up to Just Tune right now. It does not have the ported blower on it yet, but it's got everything else done on it. Port injection, the whole 9 yards. We got pump, winter blend E85 in it right now, and we're hoping it makes, 1,000, 1,100. It's got turbo 400. It's got 15-inch tires and wheels on it, so it's going to rob a little bit of power on the dyno, but I think the car's going to make a lot of power, but let's head up there right now. Got the car ready here. Got the roof wrapped black on it, which looks pretty good. Sounds good. We're gonna head up to the dyno right now. So here we'll show you. We don't have this sensor turned on yet in the tune, but you can see it's E65 right now, which is about what our winter blend is. But we're gonna head up to Just Tune. Man, the shifter turned out really nice. I like the way that turned out. Yeah, let's rock and roll. This thing still has basically like a startup tune in it right now. The weather has been so bad here for the last month, and then we had Christmas and everything that we just haven't had a chance to tune the car after PRI, but that's gonna change today. Hopefully everything goes well. Got our HP tuners cable in here. Car drives really good though. I'm happy with the way it drives. We'll get the speedometer working once we change some settings in the tune as well. You go in the VSS settings in HP tuners when you do these turbo 400 swaps, and you can change that to where your speedometer starts working again. Boost gauge and everything still works. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to let you know whenever I post a new video. Okay, here is the ZL1 all on the dyno. Got a lot of air. We got a custom air intake that we just made at the shop. This is aluminum. It is 5-inch, nothing crazy, 5-inch filter. We got a 10-rib DSX pulley kit on this thing with their extra idler, which is right there. Thermostat. It's got CID heads on it. 390 cubic inch sleeved motor from LME. It's got the Reflex 2 high PSI port injection kit on there. We would have went with the Atlas on this, but being that it's got the turbo 400 transmission, all the trans stuff, with the factory 10 speed and the port injection really wasn't that big of a deal. So I went ahead and opted for this, and the Atlas stuff wasn't really out to the public or out yet when we were building this car a few months ago, but now it is. So that's why we went with that setup. It's a good setup. It's been out for several years. People have good luck with it, so we're running on this. We got the 2 high PSI billet lid, which is really cool looking on there. 2 high PSI valve covers, speed engineering headers, and then it basically goes all the way into the factory exhaust. This is a pretty rowdy motor. This is the motor that was in Nemo, which is my other 2019 Camaro. that went 750 at 181 miles an hour with the twin turbo kit, Turbo 400. The engine's been perfect for the last 4 years. We did not change anything on it. It's even still got the same cam in there. We got some new cam specs for this PD blower setup, and it really wasn't that far off. We do have the new cam from Futural Motorsports at the shop. We just haven't put it in yet. And then, like I said, guys, this blower is not ported. This is a factory as it comes from Magnuson. We do have a 10.3 lower, and then I believe this is an 80 millimeter up switch right there. You can see that. So, and it is a 10 rib system. So we'll get this thing making some pulls here and see how it goes. Justin's pretty excited about tuning this one, as always.
I'm excited about every one of them.
How do you think it's going to go, really?
I thought it was going to be hard, but I think it's going to be easy.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be bad, especially with the Turbo 400 in there.
Yeah.
We're not going to have to worry about all the torque tables as much as we would if I had a factory 10-speed in this car. Basically, I wanted to build this car as a just easy combo that you could take to the track, run 8s in it, and either put it back on the trailer, drive back home, or drive it back home if we're racing here locally. It does have a 373 rear gear in it with a Turbo 400. This thing's zinging on the highway at about 3,100 RPMs. But it's still got AC, still got heat, it's got XM satellite radio in it, it's got sunroof, factory seats. I mean, it's just a really nice car. It's not loud inside. It's like driving a ZL1 with a cam and blower that you drive, that you see many people have. It's pretty wild. So we do have TBM brakes on this thing. It's got the G-Force 9-inch rear end in it, carbon fiber drive shaft, RPM, Turbo 400. It's got a billet, 2-piece Circle D torque converter. It's got all the best parts you can buy for one of these cars if you were to build one. This is it. And the car was a perfect, pristine 6-speed manual car when we bought it. This thing has just under 7,000 miles on it, so it's a really, really nice car. Smoke. Is that fire? So guys, we were at the dyno on Saturday, did the very first pull, and a bunch of smoke came out of the white Camaro. We were thinking that maybe it was just overfilled on oil. It is a little bit high, but it's nothing crazy. But after one pull, it'll almost fill up a catch can. So I mean, I'm not mad. I can't be mad. I mean, that engine was in Nemo for 4 seasons, making a lot of power, a lot of racing, so it doesn't owe us anything. The car still runs. It drives fine. It's just, once it gets in a boost, it may have some rings or something that's bad in it, which we're hoping that's it. It's an easy fix. But we're about ready to do a leak down test on it right now, see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. We got to pull it all back apart if that's the case, but it could be a lot worse. We kind of, putting that engine in this car and not having it refreshed before we did so, it's kind of my fault, but I thought it would be fine. We literally ran Nemo right before we pulled that engine out of it, and Nemo made a good pass, so he didn't think anything was wrong with the engine, so we were just going to send it, but we'll see what we got. We're going to do the leak down right now. Got the valve cover off, loosen the rocker arms, pulling the spark plugs out on it right now. And then we're gonna check these cylinders over here first, see what they look like, and then we'll go from there. What are you thinking, Donnie?
I'm hoping, I don't know if I hope that it's hurt or hope that it's not. If it's hurt, we have an answer. If it's not hurt, then
Yeah.
we're in the dark.
Yep, right. Well, that one's
great.
Yeah, that one's good. So is that 10%?
10, yeah, I call that.
All right, so we got one side done. We almost kind of don't even see a need to do this other side if this side has fluctuations that bad. We were getting a small misfire on cylinder 3 too, so that does make sense there. So we might have to pull that thing out. Well, guys, yep, that's all I'm gonna say is yep. What are we doing, Donnie?
I'm yanking it right back out.
All right, guys, so cylinder 3 is no bueno. We did a leak down and a compression test. That cylinder is basically saying we got some leakage. So unfortunately, we have to pull the engine back out of Gill, and we're gonna send it to get fixed. So I don't think it's anything major. Hopefully we're just thinking piston, rings, maybe even just rings, a hone, new bearings, and call it a day and be done with it. So the engine still runs fine. You would never think it's got any issues until it sees a lot of boost and blows oil out of that there catch can. So it sucks. We got to pull all this beautiful work back out of the car, get everything dirty again. But this is for the best. We probably should have done this before, but everything looked well. The engine drove fine when we pulled it out of Nemo. I don't know why it decided to give us issues, but it's had a good fair amount of pulls in its life, and we're happy with the engine, what it's done for us, and it's still going to live to fight another day. So we'll get to cracking on this thing, get it pulled apart. We're also going to send the blower off while we have it all apart, get this thing ported by Kong. So that'll be done when we put it back together. Hopefully Todd doesn't have the engine very long. We can get Gill back on the road and get it tuned. Okay, guys, got the engine out of the white ZL1. Now, this is Nemo's old engine. We just got the heads off of it and got the front cover off of it. And I just want to show you guys, look, a stock oil pump. It's been on there for 5 years, making 1,800 horsepower. We have also a stock timing chain, LT4 timing chain. We do have this cylinder right here. It is cleaner than the rest. We don't see any damage. I think we'll be able to get away with possibly just re-ringing this thing and maybe some new bearings, but we do see a little issues here on the CID heads. If you can see that in between those valves there. Might have to have these heads checked out from either send them back to CID or have our guy here locally check it. That is also going to be looking at this for us here, but we don't really see any major damage. Everything looks really good. Lifters look brand new still, so really happy with how this thing looks after we put this in Nemo back in 2020. Broke the 6th gen record in this first LT 6th gen in the 7s in the quarter mile, and it held the fastest overall 6th gen record for almost 2 years at 756 at 181 mile an hour and a 3,900 pound 6th gen. So really impressive what this engine has been able to do for us from LME. And it is a factory block sleeve 390 cubic inch engine. We do have a new cam from Futrol Motorsports. Once we get this engine back, we'll throw the new cam in there. Very similar specs to what's in it now, but it is an actual spec cam for this PD blower setup, because we are going to be pushing this thing to a, you know, maximum amount of power. So otherwise we just throw a, you know, BTR stage 2 cam in there and roll with it. But on a combo like this, being that we have so much different stuff going on with these heads and, you know, a lot of boost with the blower and turbo 400 and all that stuff, we are going to go with another custom grind cam on this one. But yeah, everything looks really good on here. We'll get this thing, we'll get this cam out, get the oil pump off, and then put this thing in the back of the truck and take it over to Todd Mashmeyer.